Hi, Carrie. Okay, so welcome to December Community Breathing and Tension Release. So yes, I'm talking into two different devices, just so you guys know. We're going to just be on the floor. And we're going to just come back and have a nice comfortable seat here. I'll just adjust that a little bit. Okay, so relaxing, and of course you can sit up on something. If you feel like your hips and your legs are a little bit feeling tight, you can just roll something up or sit actually on a dense pillow or even a little stool, whatever you feel comfortable with. We're going to start with just, you can cross the feet, or you can have this sort of long diamondy shape, or you can just bring your feet straight out. So whatever feels comfortable for the hips and the back. And so let's just try to feel the sense of release the sit bones here. So you can do a slight little shifting and rocking from one side to the other, feeling the weight of the sits bones release into the floor. And then we're just going to settle through the center. Feel a nice sense of plumb line through the crown of the head, all the way down into the base of the spine and your pelvis. And just take a moment, relaxing the arms, relaxing the shoulders. And just let your eyes close, let your breath drop down into the base of your spine, into the base of your pelvis, feeling that you just release any external thoughts or tensions, letting the breath get a little bit more released and longer, feeling a sense of letting go through the lower back, the lumbar curve of your spine, releasing in between the shoulder blades, and also feeling a sense of letting go through your jaw and your chin to release into the back of the neck here a little bit. Starting to bring your focus inward to yourself. And then we're just going to very gently bring the palms together, opening the eyes, and start to draw the breath up into your hands, relaxing through the fingers, feeling the breath draw up into the palms, getting some heat and energy, friction there, feeling that we're now sort of sending the breath into our hands, feeling a connection from inside to the palms. And then we're going to separate the palms and feel that nice energetic buzz. Let that push the palms open out into the space around you. So this is just a nice sense of yawning and breathing, moving in any direction you feel comfortable. Feeling a sense of connection from the inside to the outside of your space. Feeling a sense of breathing through the back of your body and just sort of untangling, moving in any direction you feel comfortable, and also acknowledging all of the space you have to grow into. Feeling a sense of expanding up above, down below, around the sides, behind you. The breath is opening through the joints to move you around. And then we're going to reach out, gathering energy from the space around through the palms. And just sense that over your eyes, breathing and washing that over through your face. Just breathing into that, letting that nice released energy wash over you. And then we're going to use our fingertips into the brow bone. We're going to breathe out and massage, carving open from the inside to the outside, above the eyes, through the brow, the nice little lift up into the hairline. So we're going to exhale, breathing out, feeling a sense of release through the face come through here. So don't feel you have to work anything out. Just let it go, let it open, feeling a sense of release from the center, right through the center of the eyes, opening out around and sweeping that away. Then let's take the little knuckles here, the first finger. We're going to go underneath the eyes. Now we're on the orbital bone through the sinuses, breathing out and just letting it go to feel a sense of release and breath wash through, opening from the center of the face out, around and up. And using your breath, trying not to hold your breath. And then let's take our fingertips into the forehead and just breathing out and scrubbing up and down. Just that surface skin moving and releasing, moving the lymph underneath the skin around through the face here, getting all the little lines freed up. And then we'll gently make our way out to the outside of the eyes on the temples, but very, very light circular massage here. Just breathing, lightly moving the skin around. You're not going to press in here. And then gently move your fingers down, relax your jaw, and move in between the upper and lower jaw. Lots of tension in the jaw usually. So just play around with where you feel tense and use your fingertips to really palpate. So when we push into a muscle, it's called palpate. We want to breathe through that, releasing, moving things around. And then let's come up above the ears into our scalp. We're going to do kind of like a washing hair, scrubbing, lifting motion, feeling that we're releasing any tension around the ears. And then trace around the ears towards the back of the head with a lifting quality, feeling that release up into the skull. And then we're making our way back into where the occipital, where the skull and the spine meet there. So that little groove back there at the top of your neck. We're going to just do a little scrubby motion there, breathing and massaging that open a little bit more. Trying not to hold your breath. You can move your fingers a little bit wider out towards your ears. And then we're going to come back in close to the spine. Now we're taking a deeper kind of circular massage through the fingers. You can sort of rest back into your fingers a little bit more, breathing into that. Let the muscles, we're working down the back of the neck, letting the muscles become softer as we massage and work that through, making our way down to the shoulders. So once we've reached the tops of the shoulders, let's dig the fingers back. We're going to exhale and just pull over top, breathing out, releasing any tension or stress, and then shaking it off the palms. And again, we're going to go back there. You can take a different spot if you like, and exhale, releasing, drawing any stress or tension away and shaking it off. One more time, going back and releasing the shoulders as you draw this through and shaking it off. Now let's interlace the fingers. We're going to feel a sense of breath come from the base of the spine inside, lifting us up. So we're going to turn the palms up. If your shoulders feel really tight, do not try to force this. Feel that this connection breath through the spine releases the arms up. So you're letting your arms go wherever they feel naturally comfortable and just wiggle up out of that a little bit more, feeling a sense of separation from the muscles and the bones. So we're just getting into the crevices. Let your spine release from your pelvis a little bit, releasing out of the lower back. And then exhale, keeping the hands interlaced. We're gonna let the palms straight down, let the shoulders relax here. So it's a nice little cradle. We're gonna sweep the arms around through the side, relax the shoulders, breathe through the side of the ribs. So breathe through your chest cavity, side and front, other side. Round your tail under, drop your arms forward to sweep around. Inhale through the side up, really relaxing the elbows to massage through the shoulders and sweeping the tail under to come around. Your breath is guiding you. Inhale in between the ribs, opening the front of the chest. Exhale through the other side and around. And again, inhale through the side. And up, we're going to take a little pause up here. Take a new breath. And then change your direction. Exhale through the ribs. Round your tail under. Sweep the breath around the back of the ribs as you come down. Inhale, side and up. And exhale over, rounding forward and down. And again, inhale, side and up. Let's do one more exhale over, sweeping forward, around and down. Inhale through the side and up. Find the breath from down and through the base of the spine, lifting you up again through the center. We're going to separate the palms and just feel that breath lifting you up as the arms float out, around and down, relaxing through the shoulders at the end here. So now let's take a little kneading. We're going to bring the feet out in front So let's take, so one knee is going to be bent, the opposite foot is reaching up. The same foot that's reaching away through the heel, that hand's going to go up. This opposite hand goes behind us on the floor. You're going to breathe through the abdomen, lifting up through the spine, and just give a little extra push with that back palm to help. And let your shoulder relax so the arm hangs through the shoulder blade in the back, the scapula. Relax and just change. So we're just kneading. The breath brings us up to go over the tail, yawning, let release, open and change. And inhale up to go over. You can actually roll through your foot here if you like, a little yawning there. And again, feeling that connection from the inside. Get a little bit more awake. And again, releasing any external tensions as we get that breath going from the inside. Now from here, bring your hands up. We're going to circle the wrists and the ankles, breathing, letting the toes and fingers open. We're making our way around and down to the floor and just breathing and relaxing, not forcing anything. And just feel comfortable into a nice hang here. So your arms are going to hang down. Your feet can go as far apart as you feel comfortable here. Let your head go. The weight of the head is sort of the most important. It's our heaviest part here. So we're just going to breathe out, hang the head over, get a sense of breath going into the back of the ribs, especially the lower back rib cage where we feel pretty congested a lot. Feel that you're breathing wide through that area, not necessarily long. Let the breath open through the sides of the ribs as you hang. And then little exhales through the nose. We're just going to take little gentle drops of the head with the exhale through the nose. If that's too much, you can just exhale and release. So we're just breathing and finding that extra release, traveling through the spine with the weight of our head letting go. And then just hanging through center, relaxing, and you're going to sway the head from side to side, using the breath to sway and shift and drag. Breathing out and swaying from one side to the other. Now feel that the back of the ribs release through a little bit of a diagonal here. So there's a diagonal up and out from the back bottom rib cage as you sway and release. So you're sort of unsticking through that back waist area. And take your sway into a little bit further so that you feel that you're rolling and dropping down from one sitting bone to the other. So we're doing little sort of walking motions in the hips, from the sway and weight of our head and our spine moving. Now use the breath through the low abdomen. We're actually going to walk backwards through the hips along the floor. So we're dragging the leg. We're using the breath through the abdomen and then shifting in the hips to open the lower back. Even if this is teeny tiny, that's okay. So we just want to feel some movement in the hip sockets with releasing the legs. Now we're going to try to come forward. The hip lifts up. You're probably going to have to bend your knee a little bit more. There's a little bit of a shuffle with the leg to come forward, making space. And you can just drop that leg down and forward. Feel that your sitting bones are your feet. You're pushing off to propel the other one forward, getting that release into the sacrum and the lower back going a little bit. So we're going to just hang through the center and let it go again. Let everything go and release through the crown of the head. Let the breath, as you inhale, scoop in and up along the spine. The abdomen lengthens and draws in and along the spine to roll you up. And as you get up to the top here, especially don't let go yet through that lower scooping, lengthening abdomen. And then you can let it go. Yes, you want to find as much length as you can and then let it go. Now from here, little scoop, let the tail round under. We're going to use our fists, gently rocking in the hands here and just breathing through the sacrum or drumming and using the breath through our palms to release any tension and tightness around the sacrum and go into your glutes a little bit here, especially those upper glutes towards the top back hips. And then if you feel comfortable, work up the sides of the spine, feeling that you're pulling any tightness away from the spine, going up towards your kidneys and back down again. And then we're going to take our fists just to drop right down into the back sides of the hips here, our greater trochanters, just kind of waking things up. We really want things to release and shake around here. So we're not trying to hold the muscles. We're gonna let them go. And then we're gonna go in alternation from one side to the other. So this is more from the back and releasing. There's a circular flushing type motion, letting your breath travel through the palm, sending any tension or tightness down and out towards the feet. And then from here, we're gonna open the palms, use the heels of your hands loosely. We're gonna circle and fluff up around the sides of the legs. So we're going down more of in a parallel position with our legs. So we want to feel like we're scooping and releasing any tension and tightness through these IT band lines on the outside of the thighs. Let them really, really shake around and let go. We're coming all the way down until we've reached right up above the knees where the quadriceps attach into the knees. We're just going to kind of fluff up and release any tension around the tops of the knees. Go over the top to the inside so you're getting that full shape of your leg. And then take your fingertips and just take nice gentle taps right over into the patella, vibrating into the joint. So feeling this vibration wake things up. So this obviously gets into our nervous system. Sound, vibration, all that's really good for the nerves. And then we're going to travel down the shin bones, same vibration, letting your breath connect to that, all the way down to your ankles. And then making our way back up the shins again. And then we're going to lean back a little bit. Use the heels of the hands again to flush and massage down through the entire length of the quadriceps. So starting at the hips, going down towards the knees. And again, go along through the actual shape of your legs. So a little bit to the inside, a little bit to the outside. Feeling that you can use a little bit more pressure here because these are bigger muscles that we can really you can really push into your femur bones here. They're big enough to handle that. So then we're going to come down around the outside of the calves. Again, that fluffy type motion. So this is our peroneals, right? So if you've ever had shin splints, you know exactly where these are. And we're just going to kind of release, waking that up, that nice circular breathing. And then we're going to gently bring the feet back in. So we're not trying to stretch here, just be comfortable. Use the tops of the hands. We're going to go through the inner thigh. There's a downward release motion, feeling that letting go any tension through the inside adductor line of the legs. Travel down this inside line, still sweeping downward towards the knees. And then from here, we're going to just gently flex through our heels to slightly engage our calves. So use your fists, take a breath, and drop down into your calves. So right on that inside of the calf muscle, we want it still to shake a little bit. So there's a little bit of engagement, but we're letting them move. If it feels like if they're sore or if they're really tender, you can do lighter, more repetition with just kind of dropping down, but still using the breath. Even if it's lighter, it still feels really good. We're going to come down with this lighter motion now. Go into the lower part of the calf towards your Achilles tendon, right? So we have the soleus and the Achilles below that, just kind of waking up that lower leg line. And then we're going to take the palms back behind, let the legs come out, give a really good shake out along the floor. Nice little shift in the hips and the shoulders, just making sure you're not holding any tension. So now let's bring one knee up. So we're going to take an exhale. The exhale starts to coil through our lower abdomen as a preparation to let the leg drop down and out. So we're going to change legs. We start the breath and let it go. As you let your leg go, think of the length behind the knee along the floor. We're not trying to push straight down into the floor. Let it release long from the hip and the back. And let the breath support so you're giving a little bit of stability through your spine and your pelvis by using that breath. So your leg can let go maybe a little bit more. And exhale, let it go. And again. And exhale, let it go. Again, the vibration's really nice. Let the legs hang apart, just relaxing through the bones. Use that coiling breath. We're going to do a quick tap and let go. Tap and release. This can be light. This doesn't have to be a serious, sometimes, those bones can be a little bit sensitive there in the big toes. So we're going to breathe and tap. You just want to make sure that, or you're seeing how much you hold after you do a quick tap motion. So you're just going to practice letting that go so that you have like a quick tap and then you can release completely or as much as you can right after that. Just letting the bones shift and the muscles release. And then we'll bring the feet in. So now we're going to work on our feet and we're just going to roll through the ankles, breathing through the ankles, rolling the feet around, starting to focus the breath into our feet as we move the ankles here. Relax your feet on the floor. Take your fingers to massage right in underneath your ankle bone on the inside of your heels. So there's a lot of tendon ligament crossover going on here. This is the adductor line of the foot. We want to breathe and open this as much as possible. And then we're going to continue to work probably with your thumbs underneath the soles of the feet, giving a really good deep massage there, breathing through the hands, feeling that we're really getting into the arches underneath the big toes. You can follow the metatarsal lines underneath the sole of your feet. So feeling that you're lengthening through the bones all the way through the toes, underneath the balls of the feet, right? So we're coming up underneath that point where the toes come out. Give a little bit more attention to kind of pulling the toes longer and getting underneath them under the sole of the feet. So we kind of strengthen the awareness through our metatarsals there. We're going to take our hands underneath the toes and hold them open. So we're opening space between the toes here. Try to relax your feet and just breathe into that open space, letting the feet absorb that for a moment. Gently releasing out of that. We're going to come around with the palms back behind us. We're going to walk through the feet now. So when we're still engaging from the abdomen down through the legs. So your sitting bones are going to scoop under and down the back of the legs through to your feet. Hands are behind. We're going to exhale, send the breath. You can squeeze the knees together and breathe out from the abdomen down through the feet. The toes reach out wide. The toes pull the tops of the feet up to walk forward. So it's a nice little inchworming effect, but we really want to feel a nice little dome on the top of the metatarsals there work through. So we're just not using only the toes, we're using the foot to roll through. When you get too far away, reverse it with your toes going first. You can see the dome in the reverse more. Melt the dome into the floor as you walk back. So try to release your arches into the floor, expanding them into the floor with your breathing on the way back. So you feel a sense of really opening the soles of the feet, and that helps you engage and release and strengthen and all that good stuff. Let's walk forward again. Exhale, reaching out and walking forward. And breathing through. Don't forget about your pinky toes. And again, exhaling, roll. We're going to come backwards one more time. Toes go over and check out your dome. Sometimes it's not as even as it can be. So try to even out the pressure of each portion of your foot, especially so there should be a nice even dome that comes through the top of the foot. And then from here, we're just going to relax, let the legs shake out on the floor again. We're going to come back into whatever comfortable foot position you like here. So feeling that we're lifting the chest up. Now we're going to massage into the sides of the ribs. Feel as you inhale, your chest cavity expands into your palms and lifts up out of your hips. And exhale, letting it go. Let's do one more like that. Let the breath in. Feeling all these intercostals expand and letting it go. Let's massage throughout the entire abdominal cavity, breathing through that. And then let's come down right into the front of the hips into the groin. So we're just breathing into this lymph here, just moving things around a little bit, helping our body flush that through, and then coming up right into the center of the chest. We're going to breathe out a little scrubby up and down motion through the sternum, letting any tension go that you might feel here. Sometimes a lot of tension creeps in there. And then we'll start to stroke down through the abdomen. We're going to get underneath the sides of the ribs. So breathing, just nice little stroking motions, kind of waking things up all around through the core, underneath the other ribs, feeling a nice little release in that space through the bottom rib. And then coming back through center, relax the shoulders and take your opposite palm. You can relax your head over to the other side and just massage. Again, we're moving the lymph around here, but feeling that you can work into any tightness that creeps into the front of the shoulder, especially that's up by your clavicle into where the joint comes through. And just breathing, you can let your head gently move around, feeling a sense of untangling from the neck there. And then we're going to change to the other side, relaxing, let your head go. And don't feel like you have to force your head over to the side. Just let it go, let it hang. Breathing into this. And coming back through center. Okay, so now I just want to make one change. I have a feeling that this needs to be turned because when it records, it doesn't quite, I don't know, let me try that. Okay, so now we're going to feel the breath come from down low in the abdomen. Feel that nice long scoop. Inhale, lift you up from inside, lifting the arms up. Deep breath, lift, lift, lift. We're going to exhale, release the arms, and just feel that length maintain. And then release the tail under. Take that again. Inhale up. And exhale, release. And again, one more time. Inhale up. Feeling the space out of your hips and let it go. Now we're going to shake it all out. The shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, breathing into that release from the shoulders all the way down to the hands. So letting your breath travel through, getting a nice fuzzy feeling all the way down into the fingers here. And then from here, so we're going to go through each finger, breathing and opening. Feel that the breath comes from the center of the chest in the sternum here and the solar plexus. So relaxing the shoulders, go through the thumb and just kind of working that free. And exhale, feel a sense of expanding from the chest through the arms. So we're working through each finger, getting through the nerve lines and just letting that little lift come through. Not feeling like you have to go backwards, releasing it open and feeling your breath, and just check out your shoulders in between the release and breathing through, working through, letting it go and wake up. And then the other hand, working through that release and open and releasing the shoulders, finding the breath and working it through. And again. And all the way through the pinky finger line. Now from here, we're going to interlace the fingers and just kind of compress and release, squeezing around. You can shear your palms a little bit forward and back there. Feeling that space in between our fingers. And then from here, let's just relax the wrists and glide around, exhale. Feeling that release, let the shoulders go, let your breath guide you into this release. And then we're going to reverse it, coming back the other way. Again, relying on your breath, letting that release come through the wrists, releasing through the shoulders. We're going to take the hands apart and breathe from the center of the palm. Inhale, open the fingers. Exhale, drop into the center of the palm. Inhale. And exhale, pull it in. Inhale, expand. And exhale, pull it in. So now that same compression release we're gonna use with our breath from the base of the spine here. So we're gonna let the breath in expand and open up. We're going to take a long squeezing exhale, squeezing the breath out, the fingertips, the toes, the eyes, really squeezing the breath out through the abdomen. We're squeezing out anything negative, physical, emotional, using the breath to push it out of the body. Let the breath in, open and expand. Floating you open. And then again, so we're squeezing through these distal points, compressing and squeezing out anything we don't need anymore, making space for new energy. Letting the breath in, opening to expand. Take one more like that, a really good cleansing exhale. Letting it expand. On this last one, we're going to exhale, but keeping that openness, gathering light, new energy through the fingertips and toes, using the breath to draw that into your center, enveloping it. Letting go of anything that was held left and release. So now let's just come into the ears, my all-time favorite part. So fingertips massaging all around those inside lines of the ears, and just feeling that and also pay attention to your jaw here a little bit. So trying to release any tension. You can do a little bit of pressure in on the ear nubs, or if you know where your templar bone is, there you can do a little pressure in. So we're going to take the ears around through the top and just relax your jaw and gently pull the ears away from your head, all around towards the bottom there. Now into the occipital again, we're going to scrub and lift up tall. Rest your head back into your palms, feeling that you're lifting up nice and tall, becoming aware of the length through the back of your body. And then take your hands to hold the back of your head. Rest your head into your palms, letting your jaw and chin release. Breathe and use your palms to gently pull up, breathing through that length through the neck into the head, and releasing the palms up and open, around and down. So just let your arms rest and hang. We want to feel a sense of the breath travel from the base of the spine up and out through the eyes. So not really intense on this, just feeling a natural sense of your vision. And, relate this to like when you're looking out on a big horizon, looking out over mountains, something where it feels very engaged, right? So we're engaged, but it's organic. It's not too tense, right? So the tension is what we're trying to let go of. Feel a connection, draw in and up. We're going to just exhale, scan the room with your eyes, breathing, and just looking around the room, just seeing all the little details in the space that you're in. Looking over to the side, let a new breath come in and feel that breath support from down in the base of the spine, connect internally and also through the outside, through our eyes. Looking at all the details as we turn around to the other side, nice and relaxed. Let a new breath in. We're going to let our vision expand a little bit more now as we scan the room. Feel that you can let your vision penetrate through the walls a little bit more. You're looking out beyond the space that you're in. So this is where you can use some of your imagery to look out, or if you have a window, you can just look through the window and then using your breath. Feeling that as you look further away, you're still relating from those connections internally. Feeling a sense of connection from the inside all the way through a really far distance outside. And then the breath brings you back through center. We're going to draw the breath in and up, squeezing the breath up, closing our eyes. Try to keep your chest and your throat open as you do this. So draw the breath up from down low. We're going to hold it a moment and exhale. Let the eyes gently open. You can blink a little bit. Use your hands and your breath to just kind of sweep any little cobwebs away from your face there. Breathing and opening the face a little more. We're going to use the breath through the fingertips, just tapping all around the skull. Feeling again that nice vibration through the fingers. Now through the back of the head and neck, a little sweeping up motion. Not too hard, just feeling a sense of length and awareness back there again. Using that sense of length and awareness, let go of your jaw and chin. Breathe into this space through the back of the neck and head. And you can just start by spotting side to side. We're kind of twirling and letting this go through the top of the spine, through the cervical spine, and just breathe and release. You can keep your spot or let it go. Just make sure that you don't close your eyes completely. You want to see something. Breathing and releasing. And then just letting it slow down gently. Try not to stop suddenly. You might, get a little bit of a adjustment, and then we'll come around onto our hands and knees. So we're onto our hands and knees. We're going to feel, so when you come into your hands, and of course, if your wrists are feeling a little compromised, you can go up onto your fist here. It might not work as well, or you can use a cushion. Feel that the bottom of your shoulder blade has a plumb line down the back of the arm to the heel of your hand. So that's way you don't feel like you're using a lot of energy to hold your alignment. We're gonna tuck the toes under and reach one foot behind. The toes tuck under, we start to draw the length of the heel. Release the heel. Feel that you glide your tail along and back towards your heel. You can kind of lean into this hip a bit, using the breath, and then change to the other side. So we're breathing from the spine down and out through the heel, releasing and opening through the hip and the back of the knee. And again, using the breath. So there's a sense of connection as we stretch and breathe through the joints and in. So just go as far as you feel comfortable, using that gliding, lengthening, releasing, and change. And exhale, letting the foot open and breathe behind you, and change. And again, letting that glide come through. So there's a little bit more that comes through each time. And in. So now from here, if you can, if you feel comfortable on your knees, we're going to tuck the toes under, bring the hands back. We're going to do this little hang back in a little squatting position. The knees, the ankles can be a little closer, the knees are a little bit apart. Your arms are hanging over the legs so that your tail is dropping towards the floor. You can use your hands to just gently roll and shift your body weight on your feet, letting that massage come through the soles of your feet, especially back through your heels. Some people will be able to rest your heels on the floor probably. And then bring your palms really close to the feet. Take a deep breath, scoop the abdomen. We're going to exhale and stretch the tail back and up over our heels. You can have a little separation in your feet here, and then shake your legs out just a little bit, releasing. Feel that the tail of your spine plumb lines over the backs of your heels a bit here. We're going to bend one knee. So bend your right knee, give a little hang over your right knee with your body, but breathe your tail down through the straight leg into your heel. So there's a nice release that comes through there with that straight leg. Shift to the other side, bending the left knee, but exhale, tail goes down the right leg to the heel. You can, if you are on the floor, of course, if you can't be on the floor, you can hang up here, hold onto your legs. You can push on a cushion or a mat. So just try to hang, try to feel a sense of release. And as you exhale, there's a little scoop through the abdomen that flushes down that straight leg. We're kind of just shifting from one hip to the other, and you can curl your head up. That's sort of the ultimate version there. So we're hanging over. So then if you curl the spine through into the leg, that gives you a little bit more even. We'll try one more. Shifting and breathing. Even the shifting is good if that's just where you're at. Hang over
through the center, find that plumb line, tail to heels, release the arms, the breath lifts through the abdomen up to the ceiling. So you're lifting up to the ceiling, but feeling your tail, your sacrum drop down. So we're breathing into that roll up of the spine, connecting into the roll up. And as you start to come up, don't release this breath, just like we did on the floor. Keep it going, keep it going. Feel the length down the back of the body come through as you roll up. Good, so now we're just going to do a little bit of standing and breathing. I do have to adjust my computer here. Let's see if that will work. Yes, okay, so we have that sense of length through the front of the hips coming through because we found this lift in and up here, and the length from our low back through the sacrum down the back of the legs. That's our long line through the back. So there's a loop internally that comes in and up through the front and down and up and down through the back, right? So, and don't think of this as a big sphere. It's inside along either side of your spine. So we're going to take our fingertips into the low abdomen here, right? Right on the opposite side of your sacrum, feeling this is the dantian is what we're calling it today. So we're feeling, and your feet, my feet are close together. They do not have to be. If you feel, if you're just starting off with gathering here, you might need more space for your hips to feel that you're working from here. If you're holding tension to hold your feet together, separate the feet a little bit more to find that release in the hips so you can start to work here. Fingertips are on the low belly. We want to observe with our fingers. We're going to do a sipping breath through the sipping through the mouth, but the breath, the muscles come in and up along the spine through the base of the spine, through the pelvis here. You can even think that you're gathering this breath from in between your heels all the way up. So this is the midline of our body. We want to feel that we're sipping the breath in and up. The abdomen comes in and up along the spine. You're actually separating and lifting. And then we're going to take an exhale where we keep this scooping in and we release the knees a little bit and just feel that length come through internally. So relaxing the shoulders, start to focus. You can even gently close your, like soften your vision a little bit if you want. Sustain it and then take an exhale. And then gently lengthening the knees again. Draw the breath in and up again. So it's internal and exhale. And one more time, in and up. And exhale. We're going to start the breath from here still. Release the arms down and around your side. The breath is going to float our arms up and around through the sides. So starting from here and floating up. Nice and soft through the arms, letting the scapula glide down, the shoulder blades glide down gently through the back. And then that breath through the low belly lifts you up as you gently bend the knees and elbows, exhaling to release forward, around, and down. And then the breath comes through again to float you up. Sustaining it. And exhale. And one more time, in and up. And sustaining. And exhale. So we're just gonna let the arms drape down and around. And then just coming up through center, we're just gonna do some shoulder circles, but feel this lower solar plexus at the bottom center of your ribs, solar plexus and sternum. You're gonna inhale and feel like you're breathing and rounding your shoulders back from that point. So the whole chest is breathing open as you round your shoulders back, right? So everything is coordinating to release and open through the chest. And here we have Belle coming in at the end. Thank you. Okay, so now we're going to take a deep breath, draw the shoulders up. And exhale, let them go. And you can open the palms. Inhale up, you can clench. And exhale, release. One more time, in and up. Lifting the whole chest cavity up and letting it go. And now feeling the length through the tail, just take a little walk, lengthening through the hips, feeling long through the back of the body, feeling like you're just being propelled from the back and around. Yes. Okay. Excellent. So thank you everyone for coming. So yeah, I'll see you again.